Chapter 21. "I love that dog more than any human," Miss Newton sighed, sitting on her sofa, holding a war-torn, well-chewed teddy bear. "I prefer dogs to humans, you know. Spiffy was family." "Who would do such a thing?" she pleaded, gratefully accepting Marilyn's third cup of tea. "I doubt the police will be able to do anything. But what does it matter? You won't bring Spiffy back." They'd sat quietly for a few hours, sometimes talking, sometimes not. Miss Newton often staring off into the distance, tears rolling down her face, contemplating life without her beloved best friend. No snuggles, no walks, no barking, no one excited to see her, no one to chat to, no one to share supper scraps with, no one to sit on her lap watching television, no one to make her feel safe, no more poo bags in every pocket. Her life loomed lonely before her. She loved that dog. "Do you mind if you stay with me tonight, dear?" her watery eyes pleaded. "I'm a bit scared, truth be known." Marilyn smiled, nodding. "No, of course, no problem. I'd prefer to. I was going to suggest it. I'll go grab my duvet and a bottle of wine. Let's light a few candles and celebrate Spiffy." Her phone gave a low whistle. She had a message. Her face dropped as she opened it. Message: "Next time I tell you to do something, do it, or Miss Newton is next." "Everything all right, dear?" asked Miss Newton. Yeah, no problem, it's just work. I have to go in early tomorrow, that's all." She replied to the message. "What do you want, you sick bastard?" She ran a hand through her hair. Maybe she should have told the attending officers, instead of saying she'd found the dog hanging but had no idea how it got there. Her phone whistled. Message: "Bit harsh, but I'll forgive you. Speak tomorrow." "I look forward to it. Do you have a dog, Mr. Sick Bastard?" Message: "No." "What a shame. I'll have to find something else of yours to destroy. Give you a taste of your own medicine." Message: "Oh, I don't think you will. Not when you hear what I have to say. Nighty-night." "Are you sure you're okay, dear?" Miss Newton eyed her. "You look like you've seen a ghost." Yes, sorry. Spiffy is getting to me, that's all. He was a lovely dog." Marilyn stood up. "Right, I'll be back in a minute. You find a few candles and I'll get the wine. Brandy for me, dear. Wine is not going to hit the spot. Then tomorrow I'm going to find out who did this and plan payback." "What?" "Well, I think you should leave it to the police." "Oh," she waved the thought away. "They won't be able to do anything, dear. They're far too busy. Nope, I'll be quicker on my own." It may be dangerous, Miss Newton, and I don't know how you can find out who it was. There's no evidence." "Oh, yes, there is. I have cameras. I'm a member of the Badger Watch Club." "I didn't see any. Why didn't you tell police?" "They're a little illegal. I got them from a friend of a friend." "Illegal?" "Yes. I used to work for the government." "The government? Doing what exactly?" Looking at the old girl with renewed eyes. "Counter-terrorism, among other things." "Oh?" "Yes. Oh. Whoever did this has no idea what's going to hit them. Especially with your help. Oh, I know what you do, dear." The two women stared at each other. "What? I don't do anything? Well, not half as interesting as you." "Working with Sergeant Nails in his little protection unit." "Ah, right," sighed Marilyn, caught off guard. Uh, you know Sergeant Nails, then? Yes, dear. But don't worry. I won't tell anyone if you don't. I think what you lot do is very brave indeed. If I were younger, I'd join you. How do you know about the unit and Sergeant Nails? Let's just say it was my job to know, and leave it at that, shall we? I don't want to embarrass the poor lad. Miss Newton gave her a stern conversation-over look. Now, how about we get started, dear? Chop chop! Marilyn shrugged. She had no choice. You know what, Miss Newton? I think you're right. Operation Spiffy is a brandy kind of thing. I'll go get my duvet and a bottle. Miss Newton watched Marilyn leave. As she closed the door, a tear trickled down her cheek. Spiffy was more than family. He was her life companion, and a trusted guard dog. He would have died for her, and he probably did. A cloud of anger washed over her. For a decade she'd left her previous dark life behind her. Apart from staying in touch with a few close contacts, she was glad to be out of it. But in this moment, she would reacquaint herself with her old self, dust it off and use its coldness to avenge Spiffy. She'd hidden away all these years, living behind the invisible persona of a sweet old lady. The little Miss Newton who serves tea in the village care home, helps with church flowers, the charity shop, and animal rescue centres. Nobody notices sweet old ladies. They can wander around unseen. They have no idea